Okay. I've been asked a couple of things about the DeWALT FlexVolt battery. Okay, this is how it looks. This one is 9 amps. It says 20 volts and 60 volts. One person commented that they felt it was destroying their 20 volt equipment when using this. Well, like I mentioned in a previous video, I have Milwaukee for many, many years. I have a couple of dozen, and probably the same amount in batteries. Never had any issues so far. Hopefully it stays that way. So, as I mentioned, I did pick up a DeWALT 60 volt washer cleaner. Okay. I think I got everything ready to do it. So when we go camping next weekend, we'll be testing it out, see how well it works, if it lives up to what the reviews have been saying. So, in the meantime, well, with those type of comments, I said, let me look into it, see what type of, if there's any dangers. I noticed when it got shipped, it came with this little cover. At first I thought, okay, it's probably something you end up throwing away after a while. I'm wrong. There's a good reason for this. Now, my understanding, the way this works, there is, like I don't have the regular 20 volt battery, so it's hard for me to point it out. But there is 2 extra connectors in this battery, which apparently connects to the BMS, closing a circuit, which I'm assuming it tells the BMS, oh, this is a 60 volt battery. However, it will still read 18 volts, even if that connection was made. To get the 60 volts, if you notice here at the bottom, maybe I should have a little pen or pencil. Okay, let me just grab something. Right here, there's a spring-loaded switch in here when you push it in. So when you insert this unit in a 60 volt unit, like my washer here, there are little tabs that will push these 2 switches in all the way. With the closed circuit on the 2 of the pins, and with this pushed in all the way, you'll have 60 volts. And of course, when you release it, when it comes out, you're back to 18. I remember reading somewhere here that they recommend for transport, in fact it says it right here, to put that in. Oops, and I do see 2 little tabs. However, these tabs are much shorter than what's in the 60 volt device compartment. So when these 2 switches are pushed in halfway, it disconnects everything. There's 0 voltage on all the terminals. So when I insert this here, let's see, I guess I have, yeah, there you go. It's new still, so I just got to break it in a little bit. There you go. The tabs are short enough that, I don't know if I'm in focus here. Maybe I should just raise it up a little bit. Hold on. Okay. Now, none of the terminals are live. Everything is disconnected. No 18 volts, no 60 volts. So, when you're not using it for safety, always keep this cap. So don't throw it away. And you release it like you would a battery. Okay, so I can't see how this battery would damage a 20 volt unit, because there's two things it has to meet. There's two extra pins which the regular 20 volt units don't have to insert, and plus it doesn't have these extension little tips which has to close it completely. Unless someone played with it, maybe they got dirt into it and pushed it in, something fell across these terminals, but it's highly unlikely. If you're doing regular maintenance, it's no problem. So I thought I'd mention that information. So misinformation can frighten people from buying something that doesn't have any problems. Now, the way it's wired inside, this is still under warranty. I'm not going to open it up until it actually fails, and they won't replace it for me, and I'm stuck with it, then I'll go in. From my understanding, there are 3 packs of 20 volt batteries. 3 packs. And in the 18 volt configuration, all 3 packs are in parallel. So you have 18 volts with 9 amps. Another possibility I was thinking, trying to figure out why some people are complaining, because you have such a large pack and you have an older 20 volt unit, you may be pushing it and overheating it. In fact, I've seen a couple of people test the Milwaukee batteries, the Forge ones. I haven't noticed on the DeWALT, where they pushed it, doing testing, and it actually smoked. It actually smoked. So, because of a larger pack, you probably can do it if you let it run. So, all I can suggest, if it feels warm, take a pause, let it cool down. So, you got 9 amps. There's a bus bar that connects all 3 together. And apparently when you push in this switch, it connects, I think, 2 of the packs. So you have 40 volts, and then it puts in the series with the last 20 volts. I think that's how it's wired. I'm impressed with it. So I don't think you have to be afraid of using one of these on your 20 volt. The only thing is, be sure you don't have no debris or anything pushing any switches in, or having the 2 pins that are unique shorted out somehow. It's basically like a switch, those 2 pins, telling the BMS, 60 volts battery pack. Okay. Hopefully this information was of help, and it would be appreciated. If you haven't done so, please subscribe, and have a nice day. Take care. If you haven't done so, it would be appreciated. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day.